Okay, I'm going to cover where it left off on the control panel with the heads in the up and down position. And right when the machine was running in the last video, it was running, and if you notice, these cylinders were extending up and down. And so what was happening there was we selected heads number 1, 2, and 3 to be down. So this again is number 1 right here. It's in the up position now. When it goes in the down position, this cylinder would come out and the drum would actually lower where it touched the panel. This one, same thing, it's in the up position now, it lowers. The third one is the platen, and there's a little knob under here. That platen slides up and down. It moves up and down pneumatically. There's a cylinder that pushes that up and down by the timers in front. So it sets right in here. There's a little fork. Little knob tightens it, and there's two different ones. One, I'm skipping around a little bit, but the other platen up here in the top has got a foam end felt. You can see it's real soft. The one that's in the machine right now is just felt, so it's a little harder for a little flatter surfaces. So let me back up again, review that. This is the first drum, second drum, and platen. When I select those, before I start the machine, I turn them on, the light comes on. When I start the machine, it starts up. I'm doing this so you can hear me. It starts up. It looks just like this. When I turn the feed mat on, if I could show them both at the same time, these drop down. So in other words, they only engage or drop the head when the feed mat's running. You want to be aware of that. Again, control voltage at the bottom, alarms. These are going to go on and off when it's running. They're just going to flicker on and off to tell you that each belt is moving. We're going to have this in the manual mode, so these buttons work here. I keep it there. If they don't work, it's probably because the foot switch is selected. This is our opening right now, the thickness of the part in inches. This is the feed mat speed. And let's see here. To start that feed mat, these need to be off. So when the belt's not running, these three switches need to be in the off position. And you see if I select one of them, when the big belts aren't running, that stops the feed mat. That's by design. So let me do this again. We'd select the heads normally, turn on the head here, then turn on the feed mat in that order. That's real important. If you don't do it in that order, the feed mat, over here is not going to work if you try that first. So select the head we want down, turn the main motor on, the belts run, they'll be tracking, and then turn on the feed mat. If we've selected 1 and 2, then these are going to drop. And another thing to point out, I'll start this once more, this needle, it's a soft start motor. So when I start it up, it probably 10 or 15 seconds before it makes a little bump, that's when it goes into its run mode. And you really can't sand before that, so you have to be a little bit patient. Here we go. There was the soft start. I'm going to turn on the feed mat over here. When I turn on the feed mat, you can see that it's running 15 feet per minute. And that cylinder went down. When I turned it off, the cylinder went up, and that's because I have number 1, number 2, and number 3 selected. There's our feed mat. This gate, you can see this gate down here only stops the feed mat. If the air we lost air pressure, or we lost we hit this e-stop right here, or the one on the back, or open the door on the other end, it would activate the brake. We would lose our lights up here, and you can see the belt stopped pretty quick because the brake was actually working. To reset it, to start again, we'd have to get our control voltage back. So as long as we close the door, put air back, whatever caused the e-stop to go off, which would include these little switches right here, these right here for the belt going up and down at the other end, that would put us in e-stop. So, all right, that's it for that. I'm going to start another one that talks about the timer in a second here.